Coming off a much-needed win in New York, can the Saints make it 2 in a row against a division foe and keep those playoff hopes alive? Dome at Home Live starts now. Hello everyone and welcome to Dome at Home Live. I'm Erin Summers. This is presented by Sanderson Farms, and throughout the show we will bring you live pregame warm-ups presented by Sunshine Quality Solutions. However, let's send things over to Tampa, where John DeShazer is there in Raymond Stadium for the breakdown presented by Tony Sacheries. John, it's cold in New Orleans. It's not feeling like a fun day for football. How are things looking there in Tampa?
Well, I can tell you right now, we're cooking. It's about 80. The sun is out. It'll be down by kickoff, but right now, literally we are cooking.
All right, lots of things changing for the Saints late in the week this week as head coach Sean Payton was announced to have entered COVID protocols after a positive test on Friday. Changes things up on the coaching side of things. It will be defensive coordinator Dennis Allen who takes over there, and then Pete Carmichael who will be calling the plays. How does that change things for this squad tonight?
Well, mainly it's just from the big decision standpoint. DA has been a head coach before, but he'll be making the two-point conversion calls if there are any. He'll be making the fourth down calls if there are any. He'll be the guy who says, okay, we're going to go for it here. Obviously, when you lose to Sean Payton, this program, the Saints program, is structured around him from top to bottom. He has pretty much created it, and he's pretty much molded it to his liking and to the liking of many in the organization. So, not having him is obviously a huge void. But Dennis Allen has been around him for quite some time. He's been around him for many games, and even though he's not Sean Payton, he certainly has the feel for the things that Sean Payton likes. And of course, I'm sure Coach Payton has told Dennis some of the things that he would want to do in certain situations. So from that standpoint, I don't know if it's going to be a huge loss, but you miss Coach Payton just from the swagger standpoint. He's a guy who gives a certain aura about him and carries it with him and gives off a certain vibe and a certain confidence to his team and his players. And so, that's one of the things that we'll be missing.
Someone who always brings a lot of swagger when they're on the field is running back Alvin Kamara. He was back last week, and combined with Taysom Hill, they ran for 200 yards on the ground. The Bucs defense, however, is third in the NFL against the run. So how can they both be effective and also, utilize their run game?
The 2 and 3 yard gains are wins against this defense because they're so good. But frankly, the Saints are going to have to be able to throw it effectively, some to be able to loosen them up, and maybe later in the game you can pop some. It helps to have Taysom Hill as a running quarterback because, as you hear defenders say all the time, that gives you an extra guy to have to defend against. And you don't think about it in those terms, but when the quarterback hands it off, there's 11 defenders, 10 offensive guys. You're playing 11 on 10. But when the quarterback keeps it or he's that threat, you have to play 11 on 11. So it stretches them a little bit thin. And from that standpoint, you hope that Taysom Hill can help. Also, last week, Josh Allen, Bills quarterback, ran for more than 100 yards against Tampa Bay. So there might be a formula there for some success.
Someone who is not a mobile quarterback is Tom Brady, and he has struggled against the Saints over the last 3 games. The Saints have sacked him 9 times. He's thrown 7 interceptions. Defensively, what do the Saints need to do in order to limit Brady's explosiveness on offense?
Well, they got to continue to pressure him. They got to hit him. They got to make sure that he's uncomfortable in the pocket. They got to move him off his spots and hopefully get his feet moving a little bit because he's probably not as accurate when he's on the move or when he's got to roll out. But the Saints know where he's going to be when he drops back in the pocket. He's not a guy, again, who's very mobile, and they've been able to get to him. So they've got to be able to continue to pressure him, continue to hit him, and hopefully get some errant throws in there. They've been the one team, I think, over the last couple of years, especially in the regular season, that's been able to not necessarily rattle him, but certainly to get him off his marks, to make him inaccurate. They've been better at it than anybody, and they've got a formula for it. So let's see if they can employ that formula again.
Brady leads the NFL right now in passing yards and in passing touchdowns. So hopefully the Saints will be able to limit him. Thank you so much, John, for joining us. We will follow up with you later in the show. And a reminder that you can watch this game at 7:20. That's Central Time on NBC. So it is on prime time, and we hope that you'll check it out. And also, you can keep up with all of the game day energy fueled by Chevron by reading the tweets on the bottom of your screen. The special teams play of JT Gray this season has him as an emerging candidate for the Pro Bowl. John DeShazer sat down with Gray ahead of this night's game in today's Player Spotlight presented by Microsoft.
JT Gray, special teams ace, What goes into being a good special teams player?
What goes into it is just pride, paying attention to the detail and the preparation, what all it takes throughout the week to perform at a high level.
Now, you say that, but very few people come into the NFL saying, I'm going to be the best special teamer in the NFL. Most people say, I'm going to be the best DB, I'm going to be the best corner, I'm going to be the best linebacker. Did you have to shift mindset? I mean, we understand that being on special teams is really one of the fastest ways to get on the field in the NFL, and yet not a lot of people embrace that.
Right. I just know that whatever I'm going to do, I'm going to go all in at it, and I'm going to be the best at whatever I'm doing.
Now this year, already, you've got 16 tackles, 13 solo. That's as many tackles as you had when you were an All-Pro in 2019. What have you been doing? Are you doing anything different? What have you been doing?
Nothing for real. Just staying in my routine, just keeping my head down, just working in, week in and week out.
When you go into a game, what's on your mind? What's your process on special teams?
The game and the battles are won throughout the week, so I prepare, I study my opponent, I study them down till I know exactly what he's going to do before he even do it.
Do you find the way a certain guy leans, or do you find, what tips are you looking for?
I like to study off of the how they got beat. Like one of their better games or one of the better gunners that I watch is Justin Hardy and Matthew Slater. I take notes from them to see how they beat the people that I go against that week, or just overall just studying and seeing how other gunners go against them from prior.
You had 4 solo tackles in the last game against the Jets, which is pretty rare for a special teamer. Was that your career high in a single game?
Yeah, it was my career high, if I can remember.
What was going through? Did you hit kind of a zone? I mean, what was happening in that game?
I just know that I was going against Justin Hardy. I knew it was going to be a tough battle, so we was out there battling the whole game. And he made a play on me early on in the game. I was like, man, I got to get right. I got to turn it up. So that's what happened during that game.
Did you guys talk during the game, or did you just talk before and after?
We talked before and after, but like when we in between the lines, it's time to go.
How weird was that? Because you and Justin, you guys comprise maybe the best set of gunners in the league for several years. How weird was that to go against him?
It was kind of funny, but as I got in and got into my mode, I just treat everybody the same. Like, it's time to go. Like, I gotta win.
You've been about this close to blocking a punt. About this close. How close are you to getting one?
Close. I know Coach Field and Coach Riz, they scheme things up for the players. They're really smart coaches, and they put us in situations to win. So whenever that time happens, you never know who's gonna block the punt. So anybody, any place can block a punt. So I never know when that time gonna come, but when it comes, I'll be prepared.
All right, that's JT Gray, pretty close to blocking the punt, probably even closer to being an All-Pro again this year.
We know Saints fans love to travel for a division matchup. Let's take a look at all of the fans who showed out today in Tampa in the Invisalign fan cam.
All the way from New Orleans, flying into Tampa. You see it, we're here at Buck Stadium, whatever you want to call it. All day long, all day long. Saints win today, 28-20. My prediction, we win this game. Go Saints! Let's go! New Orleans, baby!
How you doing? I'm James.
And I'm Aquanetta Gully. We're coming from Dallas, Texas, representing New Orleans. We're originally from New Orleans, but we're here to represent our Saints to claim the NFC South.
Yeah. So my prediction today, we're going to beat Tampa Bay Buccaneers 28-20. Go Saints!
Go Saints!
Hey, this is Evan Price. We're from Baton Rouge. This is Robin. This is Rolf from Switzerland. Flew in from the game. And all we got to say is, go Saints, go!
Hi, my name is Rolf. I'm from Switzerland, and the Saints gonna win by 3.
Hello, my name is Destiny.
My name's Sophia.
And we're from Baltimore, Maryland, and we're voting for the Saints to win. Go Saints!
I'm Landon Saraper, and this is...
Hey, I'm Kelly.
And we're from St. Charles Parish. I'm thinking the Saints will win by 3.
Oh yeah, definitely by 3.
Woo! Go Saints! Coming from Dallas, Texas to see the Saints versus Buccaneers. I believe it's going to be 27-21 Saints.
Pat and Debbie Vega from Frostproof, Florida. We're Saints fans. We predict the Saints are going to win, like always, because Tom Brady is got his... We're his kryptonite.
Don't forget, you have a chance to win big prizes like autographed jerseys, game tickets, and more, thanks to the Saints and their relationship with Waiter. We've teamed up with them to not only help you get free delivery on game day, but you can sign up for a chance to win game tickets, sideline passes, and more. Just sign up on the Waiter app and use the code SAINTS21 or visit our website, neworleanssaints.com. Time now for the official list of inactives brought to you by Acadian Ambulance. Let's throw it back out to Florida, where John DeShazer is hanging out at Raymond James. John?
Well, the main guys are the two offensive tackles, right tackle Ryan Ramczyk, left tackle Teron Armstead. If you're the Saints and you want to move the football, it becomes a lot more difficult when you don't have your two Pro Bowl offensive tackles and somebody who can handle that defense from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, guys who are accustomed to handling those pass rushes. So the Saints are going to have to make do, and hopefully they will be able to do so. But when you're missing your two starting tackles, that's always a tall hill to climb.
Thanks so much, John, for joining us. And don't forget, you can catch this game 7:20 NBC and then come right back here on NewOrleansSaints.com for Coach Dennis Allen's post-game thoughts, player and all the post-game analysis from John DeShazer and I. It'll be across all of the Saints social media platforms as well. So enjoy the game and go Saints.